So in a nutshell, so we're vegetable growers. We grow lamb. We grow poultry. We do a few ducks as well. We also we don't keep the breeding flocks that we used to keep. We used to have huge breeding flocks of geese and all, and we just nobody's interested, and it gets prohibitively expensive to do it around here. So I can't subsidize food production. I just can't do it anymore. So not to worry. So we go with the basic things and what people seem to like and what things grow well around here, and that's how we make it out. Now you guys had some specific questions. Shoot.
Okay, so Bermudans are reliant on food being shipped into the island. Question number one would be, are we at risk in times of crisis for having a food shortage on the island?
Absolutely. Absolutely. The case in point would have been 9/11. I thought these wind wires up here were going to melt, man. All of a sudden they want to panic. They don't want to see you, right? They don't want to see you. And this is the thing you got to understand about this, is that food production, you just cannot turn it on and off like a tap. You can't do that. So it takes years to get these fields into shape. And sadly, we've lost a lot of our land around here because people in the short term go for the building, And so I would say potentially we are at risk. I mean, just if you look at this winter, I'm struggling for feed right now because I was meant to get a shipment of feed on Monday. It missed that boat, because of the weather up north. And so that's just feed for my chickens, all right? Well, what happened to everybody's groceries? Same deal, I think it's a very fragile situation, very fragile. And I'm kind of very happy that I usually got a few groceries kicking around, Yeah. But I think we're on the edge with that. We're all assuming that it's all going to go well all the time. We've already lost one container ship in my lifetime, right? That thing went glug glug right to the bottom, all right? Killed 8 out of 11 of the crew. That's a hard stretch of water I've traveled it many times in small boats, right? Between the States and here. It's brutal. It's brutal. I've been out in 2 hurricanes and it is just brutal. And we just take it for granted that the Oleander will show up every Monday or whenever. Those guys were going through 100 knots 2 weeks ago. 100 knots of wind. And that's,
Mercy.
Yeah. This is all the time. That is one hard stretch of water. You got the Gulf Stream and you got all that stuff.
Yeah.
And you don't want to, it's gnarly out there. It gets
really nasty out there.
Yeah. So you got that and things as simple as all the hard weather they've been having up in the States. The highways, people commandeered all the salt that they had to try and keep the port working, That's how come containers were getting bumped and the whole thing, and the weather was just so hellacious they couldn't even work in it, North America is not that, they kind of choke when winter happens, Some bits are better than others. They're trying to deal with it, but when they pull your legs out from underneath you, that's a problem. So I think it's very fragile, very fragile.
Just have another question, just
Yeah.
from this year, not from this year, but
Mhm.
for the container ship that sunk, how long ago was that?
It was a while ago, but I remember it vividly. The ship was named the Lloyd Bermuda. And the problem with that ship was it couldn't make the schedule. Slow. And so they would just, and then the longshoremen can only do, they were going to work X amount of hours or whatever. I'm not blaming them at all, but these guys were always trying to make the schedule. And don't quote me on this, but as I understand it, was something like a bulldozer in it, and they didn't take it off here because they had to get cracking because those guys were finished the shift or whatever, and it wasn't that critical to the guys. So they kept on going. Apparently, it broke loose and went through the side, and that was the end of it. It just sank very quickly. Think about it. That's 8 guys gone. It's very dear to my heart. I've been up the side of not one but 2 tankers in my life where the boat I've been on had a bad moment. So I'm very, I'm quite sensitive to that stuff. Yeah, but the Lloyd Bermuda was the name of the ship. You could, probably Google it or whatever. Myers used to run it.
Okay.
But yeah, it was tragic. Only 3 guys were saved.